Everybody, welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. Jack and Letty are still down at Lake Jackson. We're doing our social distancing thing, so I'm still cooking in my kitchen. So, 4th of July is coming up. I don't know if y'all are going to get this before or afterwards. That's my dishwasher, so you all don't mind that at all. Gotta clean the dishes while you're at it. So I wanted to do wings. I'm going to do them 2 different times here, man. Naked ones, and then we're going to bread a little bit. So let's just jump right into it. Before we do, be sure to like, share, subscribe to all the YouTube stuff. Ring the little bell so you get notifications when we update these. We're still trying on Tuesdays and Fridays, but you get the little notifications if you ring the little bell thing. Make it look like that, right? So, good? Let's just jump into it. This can be as super simple as you want. The first things you're going to need, chicken wings or the little drummies too. They're all kind of connected in this package. And you're going to need some oil for cooking. And then maybe something to dress it. But that's the basics of what you need. Now, I use this dressing stuff, this flying sauce. I think it's from H-E-B. And then this other stuff I got at like a Walmart. The stuff, it works pretty good. And then if you want to bread it, you're going to need at least 1 egg, some cream or a little bit of milk, and some all-purpose flour. So, get your skillet. And this is going to be for your naked ones. I want to start you with the naked ones because they're just over and done with, right? So you get your skillet or your frying pan or whatever you're cooking them in. If you're using a pot or an actual fryer, I use about a quarter to a half cup, depending on the pile that I'm using. So I just want it big enough to float, all right? So now you can see these are stuck together. And if you want to be like traditional like bar food, you're going to need to separate them. So you just get you a knife and cut the skin. Like you don't have to cut and like wedge on the joint in there. Once you get the skin cut, take it and just pull it apart, and it'll pop loose. And then you don't have to cut through it. You just cut the connecting skin. And just do the rest of them. That's how I do them. You can leave them all in one piece. You can fry whole chickens like this, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Once you get all those done, your oil should be nice and warm. You can just test it, put some chicken in it. Like again, you want it to bubble, but not to spatter. Mine's a little high, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Put those in there. Now, because of how my stove hits, I take the thick part of the drummy. Whoop, about 5-second rule. It's about to be fried. It's going to kill anything on there anyway. So I put the fat part of the legs towards the middle of the skillet, right, to the frying pan, because that part is closer to the heat and will get hotter and cook faster. Now the little wings, I try to put them on the outside because they're thinner. You don't want them to overcook, dry out, and be like super crunchy and gross, right? So that's how I do those. Now you can leave those the tips of the wings on there. I don't mind. It's a little extra skin. Zula loves them when I cook them, so I just do it that way. And as you're cooking them, they're going to start browning on one side. It'll push the blood and the fats out of the top. So you see that? Sometimes they'll stick to each other. You want to turn these relatively frequently because if they don't, they'll stick to the bottom. So once you get a little brown, turn it over. Let the other side get a little brown. Keep flipping it over. I try to do 8 to 12 minutes depending on the cooking surface that I'm using to try to cook all these, right? This was at about 6 minutes on each side. And I wanted a little darker, so I went for another 4 or 5 on the bigger ones. And then for the thinner ones, I'll pull those off pretty soon. So, now, you want to do the breaded stuff, you're going to need to get yourself a matching, or you don't have to have a matching set. I got a matching set. Get you a bowl and a small plate. Take your egg and just crack it in this one. These were small eggs, so I ended up throwing in 2. Just whatever it's going to take to coat your stuff. Like I ended up using 2, just a dash. I'm talking like maybe like 3 tablespoons of the milk or the cream, and then beat the living crap out of it like it owes you money. And then take it now, get your flour, and you can take it and put it on a plate and kind of spread it out flat. This is how I like doing it because it's a lot less wasteful. You can take it and put it in a bag. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, just put it in a bag and toss it around. I lose so much of the batter and some of the egg and stuff on the side of the bag that I feel like I'm wasting a lot of this stuff. Like this, you're going to get it stuck to your fingers. So get in there, toss it around, put it in your flour, and if it's not coating it like that, just throw it down, roll it around, or just grab handfuls of the flour and just put it right on top. Boop. Right there, it's done. So once you get that done, get you a plate and then just set it aside. Now it's good right here with just 1 coat. You can do that, or if you've already done them once, let them sit and then just do it twice. It always gives you a little extra skin, a little extra batter, and it's a little crunchy. That's how all the fast food places do it. So just once you've already done it once, just do it right again. Now you start getting parts of the batter and stuff stuck in the flour, and it'll be there, but you can throw those in and cook them as like hush puppies and stuff. Do them all. I second coated them all. Now, when you cook them, you can use the same oil. Like I was using the same oil as I was using the other stuff. I use tongs because I don't want to burn myself when I put this in here. And as a tribute to Jack, who hates touching raw foods. Now when you put this in there, it's going to bubble a little bit, and it'll kind of, the flowers can sometimes come off, and it'll kind of bubble up, looks like, almost like soap bubbles, like it's about to come out of there. Don't worry about that. Just push it back in there with your tongs, and you're good. You can see the white around the edge of that one. Now this one you can kind of see from the edge, it'll start cooking and turn that nice golden brown there. All right, again, turned it at 6 minutes on each side, and then did it back the other way and did it again. So you can see it's a light golden brown, but you want to make sure that chicken is cooked, so you make sure it's low and slow. You want to cook it all the way through. Gather the thermometer, check it. Not just keep cooking it. Like I said, I did 12 to 13 minutes per side, so it took a little while because I don't have a deep fryer, but this is what I got. Here's your breaded, here's your naked. These are good to go, but I'm going to show you how to toss them, put some of the sauce on them, kind of like the fancy restaurants do. Like, I love this Asian stuff. Here's your traditional buffalo hot, love that too. So get you like a bowl, like hopefully not one with corners in it because you lose a lot of stuff in those, but just get you a bowl, or in the South, our storage containers, like whipped cream and stuff, like totally perfect. So get you just your empty Tupperware bowl, or a regular bowl will be fine, and then you want to just cover the bottom with the chicken. I use the tongs because they're still kind of hot. You want to do this while they're relatively fresh, right? So get them right out of the skillet, let them cool over there for about 2 minutes while you're getting all the rest of this stuff together, and then put it in there. Cover the bottom of it, put your sauce in there. Now don't worry about putting too much, because whatever's in the bottom will go into the next batch that go into there. Right, so just put it in there and then just give it a good shake. Now, if you got a big bowl, you can toss them. You can see these at the restaurants where they're like chunking them around and tossing them like flying pizza style. And if you get some that just won't roll over because weight or physics or whatever, get you some tongs in there, twist them around, coat them into stuff. And then, like I said, don't worry about having too much at the bottom, because you can use that for the next batch to go in. But there you go. It looks like a traditional restaurant wing. Man, these are great. I always wanted to cook these at the house. I know Jack used to cook a lot of them. I love how he always did his over there. And then I use these different sauces. The ones I used were the Asian zest, was excellent. Love that one, a little bit of spicy to it. And then I got one that had the garlic parmesan stuff. That was good, but it was really salty. So I don't know if I'll get that one again. And then the traditional buffalo. So this was just enough for this. I think the bottles of the sauce cost more than anything else, but the chicken was like $6 for that giant 3-pound bag of it, man. So get this, try it out. There you have it, man. Wings. I might have overdone it. I got way too many wings just because it's me here, but I can eat on this for a week, man. We'll just call it meal planning. Meal prep. Yeah, I just made wings for the entire week. If you do anything kind of differently, man, you want to see us try it differently, put it down in the comments. I'd love to see how you guys do it, or at least talk to you about how you do it. Speaking of which, you can also find us on social media, man. You can find us on Facebook, Pinterest, and Patreon at Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. Also find us at Instagram at Living Between there. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to go eat wings. Yes.